Hello guys and welcome to my channel Accounting Fun. In the last video I have told you about some basic financial statements that are being prepared, journal, ledger, trial balance and all. Now we will be moving a step forward, learning what all financial statements do we prepare out of the trial balance which we prepare at the end. Don't worry about the numerical part of it. I will be teaching that you in a later part. But first of all, just try to understand the basic concepts of accounting upon which the entire accounting is based. So now let us discuss what all financial statements are there. And the three basic financial statements are the income statement. So previously before Companies Act 2013, this was known as the profit and loss or the P&L account. But after that the name has been changed to the income statement and even the format has changed. I will be explaining you the format in detail. Next is the balance sheet. So balance sheet is basically like an entire statement of whatever the balance is being left by the company at the end of the year. And the major difference between income statement and balance sheet is that balance sheet is prepared for a particular date. So our financial year generally ranges from 1st April to 31st March. So balance sheet is always prepared for balance sheet as on 31st March and income statement is prepared for an entire accounting period. So it is labeled as income statement for the year 1st April to 31st March. And next, the final statement is the cash flow statement. It basically discloses what all are the inflows of cash and what all are the outflows of cash of a business in a normal accounting period. And the purpose of preparing or making these statements is to help users make better decisions. So as you people might remember that in my previous videos or in my last videos I've explained you that we have to communicate these accounting information to the user, that is to the investors, shareholders, to the government, to the tax authorities and all. These all are the users. So through these statements they can easily explain it in a better manner. Next, so first of all we will discuss about the income statement. The income statement, as the name suggests, that it gives a record of whatever is the income of a business. And an income simply means a profit or loss for a particular period. And it basically denotes the performance of a business. So if I have to simplify it, I would just tell it you through an equation. That is revenue minus expense is your net income. So whatever this is the revenue that you generated within a defined accounting period. These revenue could be generated through sales or through any kind of operating activity that is being done by a business in a normal course of accounting year. And whatever are the expenses that you incur to earn that revenue, that are the expenses. I will explain it to you in more detail in a later part. So revenues could be basically like sales, and then for a financial business, it could be like any kind of operating income that is being earned, that is your interest earned, or any kind of charges that is being earned by the bank and all. And expenses are whatever the expenses are, the expenses of your stationery, expenses of transportation, carriage. The difference between both of them gives you a net income. Next, so revenues, as I told you in the earlier slide, that it is the earned for the sale of goods or services. So revenues will only and only occur when the sale is made. It doesn't matter whether you receive payment at a later date or at an earlier date. But the point where the sale is being done, you have to immediately record it as a revenue. And that is under the part of the revenue recognition concept. So there are some basic principles which are being laid down. Do not worry if you don't know about these principles as of now. I have prepared some information, some videos on that part also regarding principles, and I will be uploading that also to make you easily understandable. So revenues basically include, as I mentioned previously, the sales, the service revenue, and the interest revenue. Service and interest are basically service revenues for the service companies, and interest is for the banks and other financial institutions. Next, what are the expenses in an income statement? So, expenses are anything that is being incurred by an organization to generate revenues. So, that could be like related to salaries being paid to employee, rent, if you have rented a small kind of store or place to just store your whatever goods you have prepared. So, rent of there, the interest expense, as in the case of a financial company. Now, in income statement, one important thing is the cost of goods sold. So, cost of goods sold is basically whenever you sold some particular goods. So, whatever expense you incur at that time to buy or make a product for resale. And a very simple equation for this is opening stock. So, suppose when you start your business, you have a stock of 25,000. and then you sold it for 30,000. So opening stock 3,000, closing stock 2,000. So what is the cost of goods sold as per this equation? Then that will be 26,000. Now let me explain you each and every component of this cost of goods sold. Opening stock. Whenever you start your business, whatever stock you have available on its opening, that is the opening stock. Purchases. Now you just cannot carry your entire business with your opening stock only. You have to buy stock also in order to sell it, right? So you will make certain purchases. That purchases would be added up. Now, it is not only that that goods will be come to you directly from the place of production to the place of being sold, where they are being sold in the future. So there are certain kind of expenses which you will incur, like carriage, and then there might be some freight, other transportation charges. So that would be directly related to your product, which you are going to sold or sell in the future. So that will be your direct expenses. And then minus closing stock. Now it is not possible always that you will sell your entire stock which is being available. Suppose you took 100 units, it is not possible that within a day you will sell 100 units. There might be a probability that you sell 80, 90, 95 units. So remaining that 20, 10 or 5 units, whatever is being left out with you is your closing stock. Or if I have to simplify it, then purchases plus direct expenses minus change in stock. And how this change in stock is calculated is simply opening stock minus closing stock. Now in this example, as I shown you, that a store has buy some garments for 25,000 and it has sold it for 30,000, and its opening stock was 3,000 and closing stock 2,000. So how you will calculate the cost of goods sold? Just simply put everything in the equation. Opening stock 25,000, purchases whatever is the purchases you do, opening stock is 3,000, purchases for 25,000, direct expenses is not given in this, so directly you will just add up and subtract the closing stock, so you will get cost of goods sold 26,000. Next, balance sheet. So why we prepare balance sheet? At the end of the day, we can't just show that we have incurred profit or loss. We have to show what were our assets, what is our liabilities, right? And in the previous video where I have explained you this equation, assets equals to liabilities plus equity, remember? If you don't remember, you can go back to my last video and understand it from there. So this balance sheet is a kind of a formatted statement that represents the financial position of a company at any point of time. And as I told you in the previous, that profit and loss is for an accounting year, entire accounting year. So it is written as profit and loss for the year. And balance sheet is always for a particular specified date. So that's why it's written balance sheet as on. And that date is generally 31st March. So what are assets? Assets are basically the economic resources owned by a company and used for general purpose like cash, accounts receivable, stock, buildings and equipment. And liabilities are a company debt or obligations. I will not be going in detail of it as I have already explained about you in my last video. And the liabilities could be accounts payable, unearned revenue, and bonds payable. And equity is the residual balance. So assets minus liability gives you equity, or you might say it as in stockholders or shareholders equity. It represents that how much is the part of the shareholders in a business. Now, there are two different type of assets which are being reflected on a balance sheet. These are the current assets and non-current assets. And this totally forms the total assets. Now, what are the current assets? Current assets are those assets basically which are in a which are not stable, right? You just hold it for an year or so. Like the minimum period is 1 year and maximum period could be 3 years. You don't hold these for 10, 20, 25 years, right? It could include your stock, your accounts receivable, bills receivable, inventory. These are all form of current assets. Because why do you purchase stock? To sell it. So that's why it's a current asset. Whereas non-current assets is, these are basically fixed assets. Now these fixed assets are again classified into tangible and intangible assets. What are tangible assets? Tangible assets are those which you can see and feel. So your building, machinery, furniture, your godown, your office, your store, all these are your fixed and tangible assets. What could be your intangible assets? Things which you can't see. So the logo of your company, the patents which you have done. Suppose you have find out something new, some new method of doing some work. So you will patent that for whatever, like 5, 10, 15 years. That would be your intangible assets. And all these comprised together forms your total assets. Next, so current assets includes your cash. Current assets are those that we will consume within 1 year, as I told you previously, and it includes your cash, accounts receivable, inventory, investments, not long term but the short term one, the supplies and the prepaids. Non-current assets like your long-term investment, land, building, machinery, and patents. Now, coming to the next part, the liabilities. So, I have already explained you about the liability. It is something which a business doesn't own, but it is something which a business owes. So, as I have classified assets into non-current and current assets, in the similar manner, we will classify liabilities into non-current or the long-term liabilities and the current liability. And together it will form total liabilities. So again, if I will explain you about the current liability, these are the obligations that will be paid in cash or in other services. So your creditors, your accounts payable, your bills payable, notes payable, taxes payable, all these include your current liabilities. So within 1 year, you will pay off all these. Then coming, what are your long-term liabilities? So these are the obligation that you are not going to pay within 1 year. It could be a long-term loan from banks or long-term creditors, unsecured or secured loan, bonds payable. All these includes and comprises of your long-term liabilities. Next is the stockholders or shareholders equity, whatever you name it. It is divided again into two parts. One is the contributed capital and second is retained earnings. What is this contributed capital? So initially, if you have a little bit knowledge about the share market, share capital, so you might be aware of that business issue shares, right? So this entire capital, when you start business, the share capital is called as the contributed capital. And during a year or within a span of certain time when the business grew older and older, it starts earning profit. So what it does, it generally doesn't pay off everything. It retains some of its earnings. That's why its name is retained earnings. It doesn't pay that to its shareholder. It retain it to itself, and together it forms the total stockholders equity. Ultimately, it's for the shareholders only. You invest it back in the business or you pay it off to them. It remains the same. So that's why it becomes the total shareholders or stockholders equity. Now, this is a small example again, which I will explain you. In this, you have cash. Now, this time I'm explaining you this problem, and then I will be giving you an assignment. So in this, you have cash for 5,000, you have sales for 1 lakh, you have buildings, utility expense, retained earnings, accounts receivable, additional paid up in capital, salaries expense. All this is given, right? Now you have to prepare whatever statements I have shown to you till now. First of all, what you will do? You have to simply classify accounts as assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, or expense. Now, it is not any additional step which you have to do. Like you can directly start off by preparing income statement and balance sheet, but this is just a little extra effort that if you put in, you could do your problems in a quick and easy manner. So first of all, you will classify them as assets, liabilities. See, I have classified it as like this. I have colored, I have marked them. So whatever assets are there, the cash, bank, inventories, buildings, accounts receivable, these are my assets. Any more assets can you see? Not as of now. So let's move forward. Next, liabilities. How I have marked my liabilities? You can see I have only two liabilities: bond payable, accounts payable. Why is it payable? I still have to pay it. I am liable to pay it. That's why these are my liabilities. Then for equity, you can see retained earnings, additional paid up capital, common stock. This form my equity. Now, next, if we move on, I have classified assets, liability, equity. Next part will be the revenues. Now, as I earlier mentioned you, whatever is the source of income generation for a company, that is revenues. So in this, sales is the major source of income. So that's why that is the revenue for the company. Moving on, what are the expenses? So in expenses, we have utility expense, interest expense. Now it's a easy hint for you in this question also because expense is mentioned after every word. A cost of goods sold is also an expense because it's the cost. So remember two words: cost, expense. Now we have classified everything, and simply now we can start preparing statement. Now this is the balance sheet. That's it. Now I will explain you this balance sheet also. Now, in this balance sheet, in current assets, non-current assets, I have classified the fixed asset. Building is a fixed asset, so that's why it's building 65,000. Bank cash available at bank 4,000. Inventories available at your business. Accounts receivable or bills receivable as you name it, and cash. All these are current assets. Why? Because these are easily convertible into cash within a span of 1 year or so. In the same manner, the equity and liability. So stockholders' equity. Now just you have to simply put it in this statement. We have already classified it here. These are marked and you just simply have to put it in the statement. You put it, you just equate your balance sheet. That is the total liabilities and equity should be equal to total assets and your end balance. Whatever balance is left, it is brought forward in the form of statement of retained earnings, which is in this case is 12,000, and you equate your balance sheet. Total assets is equal to total liabilities and equity, that is 1,29,000. That's it from my side. In case you have any queries, please put up in the comments box. I will be happy to solve it. Thank you. And do like, share, and subscribe, guys.